Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe, where we serve you all the reality TV trash that is fit to eat.
Oh, yeah.
I am one of your hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, Beatrice. How are you, Beatrice?
Hey, everybody.
How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm not at work. It's awesome.
I woke up today to watch Sister Wives on Discovery Plus, which I pay a premium for,
Yep.
and I believe they have increased their prices as well. And
They
much
did.
to my surprise and my horror, I found out that there was no Sister Wives Part 4 episode on
Yep.
Discovery Plus.
But it was uploaded on Max. So I don't know why. I don't know if somebody fucking forgot to upload it to Discovery Plus, but that was bullshit. People are talking about it on Reddit because you texted me this morning asking me if it was on there and I hadn't even checked.
Am I getting the Delulu?
Yeah.
Is it here and I'm just not seeing it?
No,
Am
it
I
was not
boomering
uploaded.
this?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Absolute bullshit.
Well,
Why do
and-
we even pay for Discovery Plus?
Correct. And I'm curious though, like at 9:00 last night, for those particularly feral raccoons who are waiting with their remotes to watch it, was it even on?
I don't think so.
Because I don't think it was either.
Like, this is BS. I don't understand how these streaming apps can't get their shit together. Why they keep fucking with Discovery Plus. Just
don't know.
cancel the app then.
Probably.
If you hate it.
I think we're going to have to, and we're going to have to go over to
Yeah.
Max, but Max is not as good of an app.
I know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
But I
It's
don't
all
like Discovery Plus
cluttered.
either.
I just complaining about
bullshit.
everything. Well, I finally found it on my Max and I was able to watch it.
Me too.
The conclusion, the part 4, one-on-one tell nothing,
Mm-hmm.
where we finally got to meet David.
I know. I
and
kind of
have-
like him.
Yeah, and have some interesting conversations. But before we get into all of that, we have to issue you a disclaimer, please. Hide your wife, hide your kids. This is a politically incorrect podcast. We may have opinions that offend you, and we're not going to be apologizing about it. We
No.
like to have fun. We like to party. And if you do too, this is the dumpster for you.
Also, if you like us so much, you should go follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe, where we're covering a lot of bonus shows up on there that you may want to see.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are watching us on YouTube, first and foremost, thank you so much. We have such great people who
I
watch us on
know.
YouTube, and we've got so many people providing deets.
So many
and
comments
intel
and
in the comment
tea.
section. Anyway, thank you so very much. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Every little thing you do to interact with us on YouTube helps us in the algorithm. So thank you in advance. All right. As I understand it, we have a couple of people who have called in
Yeah.
right before this final tell-all via SpeakPipe. And if you guys want to call in as well and sound off and give us your opinions about the shows that we're watching, please, by all means, go to speakpipe.com/reality TV cringe. You have 90 seconds to tell us whatever you want to tell us.
Yes.
And we'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
So who called?
We got 2 callers.
Okay.
So this one, let me make sure I got the right one, is from Janor.
Janor.
I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right.
Janor.
But
Okay.
Janor
I love
has
it.
a message for us about Sister Wives, I think.
Okay.
Hey, my fellow raccoons. Just another raccoon in the dumpster searching for some food. And I came across a huge piece of fish, and I thought I'd share it with my friends. Here's an angle that I'm pretty sure most people haven't looked at. Here's the twist. Kody does not believe a thing that Robyn says, nor does he not acknowledge what she's done. The problem is, he's gotten a first row seat of how she treats men who choose not to deal with her anymore, who choose not to put up with her nonsense. Do we all remember how he sat back and watched how she demolished her ex-husband, the lies she told, how she pegged him as an abuser? Do you recognize that she's starting to use similar language to describe their relationship? How she is, she doesn't recognize who he is anymore and all of this stuff. Kody has the fear of God in him right now because he realizes he traded 3 women who had his back no matter what for someone who will sell him down the river for 30 pieces of silver. Okay, let me go ahead and eat my fish. See y'all later.
I want some fish.
What kind of fish? I'm from Hawaii. We like the mahi mahi
Yes.
and the
girl.
ono and the aku. But like that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because 100% Robyn has shown him what she is willing to do when she leaves a man.
Yeah.
I think the question that I have is whether Kody actually believed everything Robyn was saying about Preston, her ex-husband.
Yeah, I mean, he says he vetted her in this episode and he had to make sure that she didn't leave a good man. So maybe he does believe that, you know, according to Robyn, he's this abusive piece of shit that she got away from. And that very may well be true. I don't know. We don't know much about Preston. We don't know anything about him. We know he has leukemia.
Right.
But that's it. Like, that's all we know. And we know that Robyn hasn't told her kids about it.
Well, I think some of Preston's family have spoken out on a couple of different platforms. For example, Without a Crystal Ball. Don't come at me, bro. I'm just saying. I think some information has been shared about the fact that Preston was not abusive. He was not a bad person, that he really felt over a barrel at the time that he signed his rights away to his kids. And in fact, that it was Robyn who was very problematic and who kept them in the poorhouse with all of her overspending, which apparently she has a long history of. So some of his family members are coming out and have come out and said these things, you know, but they're always going to be biased.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. But it is a very interesting take to say that Kody may be scared of Robyn, or like how she will treat him after all of this stuff, or like if he denounces his loyalty to her and his love to her in any kind of way. Like if he said he loved Janelle or loved Christine or loved Mary, I think Robyn would take that personally and it would affect their relationship negatively. So it's pretty interesting. I kind of like this take, because it kind of sheds a new light on like the dynamic between Kody and Robyn, that it's not like this perfect, it could be not this perfect relationship.
Oh, it's 100% not perfect. I think Robyn has way more control than anybody is letting on.
Totally.
And I just wonder if Kody knows that she's the neck that's turning his head, or if he thinks it's all his brilliant idea, because he is a narcissist and he probably thinks it's his idea.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Second message.
Yeah. We got one more message. Okay. It's from somebody named Meme. Meme, but I don't know if it's meme or Mimi.
Maybe it's Mimi.
So hi, Mimi.
I just want you guys to know I love your show. At this rate, I'll be a fan for life. But I wanted to bring up a situation about the stallion ring everybody's talking about. I forgot what episode it was, but it was when Mary divorced Kody. He said something to the effect, we'll still be here. We're not going to go riding off into the sunset. And I haven't heard anybody make that connection with that stallion ring that replaced all their rings, and the fact that he and Robyn have basically stolen everybody's money. That's all I have. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Like a symbol of their taking everything away and
or just running off
into
into the sunset together.
Because they're soulmates.
Because they're soulmates. See, I think the horse represents freedom and independence and adventure.
Yeah.
When you kind of get into like spirit animals, which I'm a little woo-woo, so I know about that somewhat. But I don't know. It could be as vapid and as materialistic as he saw a nice expensive ring and he wanted it, and Robyn wanted it too, to go with her Rolex and his Rolex. But it could also symbolize the fact that they're on their own and they're on this adventure together. I mean, I could totally see that.
Totally. Running free and wild with their love.
Free and wild.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, but that's an interesting
That's an interesting
observation.
take,
What do you
too.
guys think out there? Do
Let
you
us
think
know.
that it symbolizes them running off into the future together? Is anybody going to kick Kody off the horse? Because that's what I want to see.
For
Buck
real.
him off. Thank you. All right, let's get into Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 18, the one-on-one Part 4. Any major takeaway for you with this last installment of the Tell Nothings?
Well, it was kind of heavy on the Christine and David stuff, which is
agreed.
fine. I guess it's fine. But like, we could have saved a lot of that for the wedding specials that we're going to get, because I know those are just going to be all Christine and David. I would have liked more questions to be asked by Suki, but I do kind of like David.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think he's pretty cool.
he's a breath of fresh air compared
Yes.
to Kody.
And I looked up his birthday because I wanted to
Okay,
know his
thank you.
zodiac.
Yes.
I didn't get to see his like full birth chart or anything, so I don't know all of it. But he's born December 22nd.
Oh.
So he's a Capricorn, but that's
He's
a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp.
That's a cuspy. It's a cuspy.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting because Kody's a Capricorn.
Kody is a Capricorn. Wow, interesting. Do we know what his moon and his rising
I couldn't find that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really know much about Capricorns. That's like the one zodiac sign when somebody mentions it, I'm like, what? I have no idea what a Capricorn is. I don't even know what the symbol for their sign is.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, no, I know nothing about it. But that's interesting. So,
Yeah.
and she's an Aries.
Yeah.
Does that go together?
They can mesh pretty well. Yeah. I mean, Capricorns are earth signs, like very diplomatic, very like stoic, standard. Like my grandpa was a Capricorn, very stubborn. But my ex-girlfriend was a Capricorn and she was a big old bitch.
Oh my. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, one of my takeaways is that I think it's going to take a really long time for Kody to get over his betrayal and his anger at Christine. Even in the preview for next week, when they're talking about Christine's upcoming nuptials, it's going to be in a couple of days, he's still trying to talk about an accusation that Christine made. And Robyn's like, no, all we're going to say is, I hope that they're very happy. Like, he just seems really wounded by her decision to leave. And as much as he goes on and on and on about how he never loved her in the first place and he was never attracted to her, the fact of the matter is he is feeling that loss. And I hope he gets some therapy.
I know. He fucking needs it, dude. With Dr. Orna from Couples Therapy on HBO.
Yeah, but she's ridden off into the sunset with her soulmate. And I just really feel like it bothers him.
Oh, it totally bothers him. It crushes his ego because I really don't think he was expecting Christine to ever leave him, ever. I think if Mary was the first to leave, he would have been fine. Like, he would have been like, okay, yeah, it's kind of run its course. Go and live your life, whatever.
Right.
I've used your money long enough. Go ahead and be free. And if Janelle and Christine had stayed and accepted that they could never be loved by a man ever, and they can never be loved by Kody the way that he loves Robyn, he would have been fine. He would have been like, cool, this is like a good life. I'm a good man. I'm living my godly purpose. It's all great. But when Christine left, he was just absolutely fucking shattered.
Destroyed, knife in the kidneys.
Yep.
And I mean, he's so dumb because he's saying in this episode, when she stops talking about me and stops trash talking me to our kids, then I'll know that she's actually in love with David. Well, let's turn that around on you. When are you going to stop talking about Christine? And what does it actually mean that you're still going on and on and on about her? Does that mean you're still in love with her? Because that's what I'm inferring.
It kind of feels that way because all he does, like, and he thinks that by her being honest about what their relationship was, which was that Kody was not attracted to her, Kody didn't love her, that's trash talking to him. And it's like, but you're literally admitting all of these things, my dude. You're literally saying it on TV. I was never in love with her. I was never attracted to her. And that was my fault.
And she's a shit sister wife and all of the trash talking you're doing.
I know. And then he can't make the fucking connection.
I know.
It's so unbelievably frustrating because, like I keep saying, the last couple episodes, he's so close, yet so far from like actual accountability, taking actual accountability for what he's done.
I think to take actual accountability requires that you sit in the fullness of what it is that your actions have wrought.
Yes.
And I think when we're talking about such a huge family, so many kids, so many emotional connections, to sit in the fullness of that pain is probably so overwhelming. And like, it's going to take therapy. It's going to take analytics. It's going to take a lot for you to be able to do that. But until you do, this is who you're going to be, is just reacting and blaming and shirking responsibility.
Yeah. It's really a terrible life.
Getting perms.
Yeah, I know. And fillers.
And fillers. Why? God, he's so concerned with how he looks. I mean, yeah, I've got to keep these abs up because I'm competing with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Momoa or Gerard Butler. I'm like, okay, Mr. Old Man. How tall is this man?
I think he's like 5'10" or something like that.
Yeah, I looked it up on Google. I Googled it. And it says 5'11", and I'm calling mad bullshit on that. He strikes me as no more than 5'9".
Yeah.
Like wearing those little Prince lifts, so he's a little bit taller. But he just seems like, maybe it's his attitude and the way he conducts himself, but he seems like a small, miserable goblin of a man.
Oh, totally.
I can't believe he's 5'11".
I know. I don't believe it.
Everything you say is a lie.
I know.
All right, let's get into this episode.
All right.
We start with some of the OG wives saying, yes, Christine's so happy and she's never been loved like this before. I'm bored. Then we move to the flashback at Salsa Brava.
Yes.
When, of course, Kody is trying to talk about how terrible it was when I had COVID. I don't think you get it. I almost died. My temperature was 99.9. I was thinking about going to the hospital, but I didn't because I didn't want to. And I was just so sick. I could have gotten a vaccine.
Uh-huh.
I could have done some preventative measures, but no, here I am having COVID. And Christine's laughing at her.
I mean, I would be laughing at him too.
Which
I was laughing at when this whole scene aired during this season. I'm like, this is great. He's such a fucking drama queen.
Mm-hmm.
He is so dramatic, and he's doing this to play on to the fact that this is why he couldn't be around his family, right? Because COVID was so dangerous and scary and he didn't want to be around it, blah 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 blah. That's why he's putting on this performance, and not to negate the seriousness of COVID or anything like that, but we all know that Robyn and Kody were not that sick. Like, they were sick, but they were fine.
Yeah.
They
I
didn't
mean,
die.
I rocked COVID twice.
Yeah.
I was terribly ill.
You were, yeah.
But like, you're not supposed to go to the doctor or the hospital unless it is really, really, really bad. And I guess Robyn did go to an ER clinic like we have on every corner of every street throughout America.
And they sent her home.
But like, drama. Yeah, he wants to be centered at all times. His feelings, his emotions, his perceptions need to be centered. And of course, during the flashback, we see Christine laughing at him. And he's watching the same flashback. And he comments to Suki that, you know, Christine takes great joy in his suffering. And this was just evidence of that. And then, you know what? Christine confirms it.
Yeah, she does. She's like, yeah, I wanted to be, what did a Disney princess villain or something?
Cruella de Vil. Yeah.
She's like, I just kind of want to be myself. And that also means being a little bitchy. And I'm like, you know what? At least you own up to it. Like, at least she's not like putting on this air of like, no, I care. No, she's like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah, and of course
I love
you're
it.
squirming because I'm gone.
Yes.
And I'm just going to sit here living my best life and it's going to piss you off so much. And I love to see it. We all love to see it, Christine. Kody interestingly also says to Suki that he does not blame Christine for everything. And he blames himself more because he never loved her.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Shut up. Just stop it with that. You never loved her, but you had 16 children with her. You never loved her, but you were with her for 25 years.
Well, out of obligation, like out of religious obligation.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Like, after this episode, I'm like, yeah, maybe you didn't love her. And that's fine to like admit it. But then she's allowed to, quote, talk shit about your guys' relationship and just be honest with her kids who all saw it, that you didn't love their mom, you weren't attracted to her. Like, when we get to the David and Christine stuff, like, that was really sad. Christine talking about her relationship with Kody and how he just didn't want to be affectionate with her. Like, Cody's a piece of shit. This is what I mean by he's so close yet so far, because he can sit there and say the sentence, it's all my fault that my family is broken up because I married a woman I didn't love. And then spin it around and make Christine to be the bad guy. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're right there.
Yeah.
Just admit it. Like, that's your fucking problem. You didn't love these women that you got married to out of religious obligation. You found your fucking wife. You found your soulmate with Robyn for some reason. And you didn't want to let anybody go.
No, he loved the first three wives very much. I think he loved Christine. I think he loved Mary. I think he loved Janelle. It wasn't until he met Robyn and then a strong preference came forward that he then stopped being intimate with his wives. I don't know about Janelle. It sounds like, again, they were still having a sexual relationship well into all of the seasons we've been watching. But I think he loved them. And it wasn't until Robyn came along that he stopped.
Why? Why would he stop then?
Because he preferred her.
Breakdancing pussy?
She was breakdancing. She was the Diesel Jean model. But I mean, based on how he talks about it, like, he was weeping after he connected with her because he was just so overwhelmed by how much he felt for her. So maybe he never knew what love could be being married to those three women. But you're gonna have to come a little harder to make me believe you didn't love these women. I absolutely think that he did.
I mean, he probably loved them in some capacity. I just don't know, like, if he ever really could have been everything that they needed. Because it sounded like from Christine and their relationship, like, he wasn't into her from the get-go. So maybe there is some truth to him being like, yeah, I was not attracted to her from the
I
very
don't believe
beginning. I was repulsed by
That's
her.
a convenient lie right now to justify his awful behavior toward her,
Well, but
which
he's
is
been,
also borderline abusive.
well, oh, 100%. Yeah. But he's been saying he's not attracted to her since like earlier seasons. Like when Robyn came into the family, there's like a lost tell-all that's going around on TikTok and stuff from like, I don't know, season 8 or something like that. It's a tell-all with some chick from CBS, and you can't find it on Discovery Plus or HBO Max or anything like that because they've kind of scrubbed it. But in the tell-all, he's like talking about how he was repulsed by Christine from the very beginning of their relationship. So he's been saying this for years.
He was also talking about how he got the ick factor from Robyn.
Yeah,
as well, because
but
she
that's
was
a
a
lie.
divorcee. And
Yeah.
So, well, what is a lie and what is truth? This
That's
is all
true.
I'm saying. I believe he
It's
loved
true.
Christine. Moving on now, we get to the subject of Robyn really wanting plural marriage. Of course, Christine continues to maintain that she doesn't want plural marriage. She really never has wanted plural marriage. And then they bop on over to Kody, who's like, well, Christine doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She doesn't know who Robyn is. In fact, she was a shit sister wife.
Keep saying
And
that.
then he's like, which means she'll probably be a good wife to David Woolley. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you connecting here? What are the dots that you're trying to connect? So she was a shit sister wife, which means she'll be a great wife to David Woolley. Huh?
And like, she was a shit sister wife because she didn't accept Robyn, or she didn't want you to be with Robyn all the time. Like, I don't know what your rationale is for her being a shit sister wife. I think it's because he thinks that Christine hated Robyn and blamed Robyn.
I
for
think it's
everything.
because Robyn didn't like Christine. And I think there was a lot of manufactured drama between Christine and Robyn on Robyn's part. And so he's spending most of his time with Robyn, and he's hearing about her views of Christine and adopting them for himself, which
Right.
makes her also, what kind of a narc is it? Compensating or enabling narcissist?
Enabling
I
narc.
don't know.
Yeah.
Makes her some kind of narc to just have him think that it's his actual feelings for Christine. I don't think so. All right. Then we get to Kody talking about whether he would try plural marriage again. And of course, he's like, I don't think I could, because then I would have to tell that woman that I love Robyn. She's the woman that I love above all else, and it's never going to change.
Crazy. So again, admitting that she's your favorite and that you loved her the most.
Was it hard? Was that so hard to just admit?
Right, but he still can't make that connection
He
as
can't.
to
He's
why.
talking in future tense, but he
Yes.
can't see how that would apply past tense, and how
Yes.
all of the other wives felt that.
Yeah, and he can't validate any of their feelings because it's just because they didn't like Robyn.
Right.
It's like, no, dude, you're right there.
Ding
You
dong.
favorited Robyn. You keep saying that.
Right. Suki asks Robyn whether she can be happy with just Kody. And this is where we get this display of no tears and grabbing her own box of Kleenex, which I noticed, by the way, because
Yeah.
I think normally Suki would take the box and hand it to her like, let me help you, sister. But no, Suki's just sitting there. So she has to reach over, get the Kleenex, dab at her eyes, which are waterless, truly waterless. And ultimately she feels like she can't be okay with just her and Kody because it's disrespectful to her commitment, disrespectful to the kids, and ultimately disrespectful to the other wives. How did we feel about that?
I'm so conflicted because I'm like, why do you need the other wives to approve of you being happy with Kody? Like, why do you need them to tell you that?
You never needed it before when they were super unhappy with things.
Exactly. And I'm like, a part of me is also like, yeah, it is kind of disrespectful to the rest of the wives and the kids because you are a homewrecker and you stole their man, their dad,
And their money.
and their money. And I think this was the part where she was like, I don't know how it's going to work, like with just Kody and I. And I was thinking, what do you mean financially?
Oh, yeah.
Do you mean
yeah.
you don't know
That's
how it's gonna
exactly
work
what she means,
without the
because
finances?
It's been physically just you two for years.
And you guys aren't working. You're not working. You're not doing
And
shit.
she is not gonna be working
no.
anytime in the future either. And
She's
what
got
is
to go
he
to
doing?
Victoria's Secret. No, he's not doing shit.
Like some of the articles online about Kody and Robyn refer to him as a businessman. I'm like, what are you talking about, Willis? He is not a businessman. What kind of business does this man have? The business of stealing money from women. That's his business.
Don't you remember Fundamental Fitness? Their
my
little
God.
gym that they were going to make.
Which they never opened. I also remember how they were going to be real estate agents and or brokers. That never happened either.
Ooh.
businessmen.
Well, what did
Help
you
me.
think about all of this shit with Robyn? Like, what's her end game with all of this? Like, why do you think
To look
she's
like
putting
a
this?
victim.
That's it?
To look like she wants to be aligned with the other wives and she doesn't want to disrespect them without taking any responsibility that she has already disrespected them. She's
Right.
already stolen time from these women and experiences between the kids and their father. She's already done this, but for her to say it like, oh, I don't want to disrespect them now, then hopefully we'll have some sympathy for her because she must really care about them. No, she doesn't. And Suki even says, well, they want you to be happy though.
They're
They
all
want
saying
you and
that.
Kody to go forward and be happy and live your joyful life. And this is where Robyn's like, well, until they tell me off camera, I can't believe it.
Which just kind of proves the whole idea that she wanted Gabe and Garrison to come up to her and apologize for everything in the family. Like
Yeah.
her saying, oh, I never wanted that. No, you are that type of person, obviously, because you want 3 grown women who have left their husband because he only wants to be with you to then come back to you
Right.
and say, hey, it's totally okay that you broke up our entire family and that you stole our husband away and made us feel like fat pieces of shit because we
Right.
were married to him and he wasn't attractive to us.
And
But
we had
you go
stretch
be
marks.
happy. Yeah. Like she wants that. She wants them to validate it and make her feel like she wasn't at fault at all.
Right. Well, and this is all just a big performance. And these OGs are not going to be coming back to bend the knee and make you feel better about the shit that you did to this family. If anybody should be making somebody else feel better, Robyn and Kody, it's you two.
Yep.
But you can't and you won't.
Nope.
Next, we meet David.
Yeah.
Comes out on the couch, sits next to Christine, and we kind of learn some of his backstory, part of which is that he was married to a woman for 20 years and that she passed away, I think 11 years ago, or maybe
Yeah.
12 years by now. She passed away. And I think she unalived herself.
Really?
I think she
Oh,
unalived.
that's devastating.
I think that you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. I think she unalived herself.
Wow.
So after this happened, he did try dating. He dated some women, but then he's like, yeah, I'm not for this life. And so he
Yeah.
stopped until Christine.
Yeah.
So I guess he saw her on some app and he was gonna swipe left.
They were on Tinder.
What does left mean?
Oh, no.
It's left is
Yeah.
a no. I don't know. So he was going to say no, but then he didn't. He swiped right. And then he says she stalked him.
Yeah, she was
Until he went out.
persistent.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet. And then they went out on a first date. And he's
Well, he
like,
recognized her though.
yeah, he did.
which
He
is
thought he was going to
surprising.
get catfished. Or no, his kids thought he was getting catfished
Right.
by Christine, which is pretty cool. And he's got 1 million kids and 1 million grandkids.
Like 8 children,
Yeah.
10 grandkids.
Which is awesome.
and really values his family, really values his children. I'm skipping ahead a little, but he does say that when he was dating, like his priority was his kids. And he was
Yeah.
saying this in the context of whether he has empathy for Kody. And pretty much the answer is no. He's like, because when I was dating, like if somebody tried to tell me what I needed to do with my own kids or my time around my kids, it'd be like a hard pass. Absolutely not. So he doesn't really understand why Kody has done all of this to all of his children, which I thought was very interesting.
Very based.
So yeah, but he did recognize her. And I had been reading in some of the comments that we're getting on YouTube that he actually has 2 sisters who are in polygamist marriages.
Oh.
I'm wondering if they're AUB. Guys, I may have been forgetting some of the details on this, but they might be AUB. So they knew who Christine was.
Oh, wow.
And so he also has some familiarity with the whole system,
Yeah.
which makes it probably more comfortable for her.
Probably. And I was actually talking to Ethel about this, and she was saying, I think David's actually still Mormon. She's like, he's either still Mormon or like former Mormon or whatever. Because she was laughing about this tenet in Mormonism where like when you're spiritually married, if like a spouse dies or whatever, there's no way for you to really like break up that spiritual marriage. So he's still technically spiritually married.
Okay.
So she was laughing about it because Christine's going to end up being a polygamist wife in Mormon in
the
Mormon
afterlife?
heaven. Yeah.
That's interesting that he would be a practicing Mormon or still Mormon, just
Yeah.
because you see them drinking a lot. Like
I know.
we're going to see that at the reception. Miss Christine's giving him a lap dance, I think. People are partying, which I think is great. I mean, I love
Yeah.
that for them. But it's interesting. I found him to be a nice person.
Yeah, very soft spoken.
Yeah, not up to like start some drama or get confrontational. I think it would be hard to get him confrontational or in a conflict with Kody, but I do think he would step to it if necessary.
Totally. And I kind of liked how he was being kind of careful and thoughtful with his words because he doesn't want to have any drama, like especially for Christine's sake. He's like, they're just being very careful with what they're saying. And it's still pissing Kody off.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just so great.
Right.
I just love that Cody's just getting fucking triggered by everything that they say and still getting reactive. Like, well, I'm a good guy though.
Right.
I don't want you to talk shit. I'm a good guy.
Okay.
Okay, nobody's saying anything.
Well, but you're showing us who you are. And so that's what
It's
we're
obvious.
going on. It's really not what Christine is saying. And
Nope.
actually, in the next scene, we do the flashback of Christine sitting at the table with her kids talking about her dating journey. And of course, this is where Tony's like, well, you really want to sample all of the ice cream flavors, put yourself out there, get some experiences.
Gross.
But in this particular scene, she's talking about how she knew Kody was not attracted to her. We see McKelty saying, I don't understand that. You are gorgeous. And just talking about being insecure and having self-esteem issues because of this constant rejection from Kody. And then we see Kody watching that flashback as well.
Yeah.
And so after the flashback, we go to Christine or Kody first, but let's start with Christine. Christine essentially says, well, I think it's important that I demonstrate to my children like how to get out of a bad situation and create new things in your life. Like you don't have to stay in a miserable fucking marriage. And then we get to Kody.
I can't remember what he said because
okay.
I was so fucking blacked out mad because he's just like not acknowledging how Christine really felt like in their marriage. Like he's saying all of this shit on TV and he's been saying it for years that he was repulsed by her and not attracted to her at all. And then still again is like turning it around on Christine and he's like, well, but she's talking shit to me, to my kids. And McKelty shouldn't be saying all these things. That's what he was saying.
Right.
She's taking sides for Christine in this whole situation because Christine's talking bad about me. And it's like, she's just being honest about what your guys' relationship was.
Yeah.
Which is that you were a piece of shit and not attracted to her at all. You probably fucked her out of obligation. That's what I think. I'm just like, I don't know how much he really loved her if he wasn't attracted to her. And if he made her feel like this through the entirety of their marriage, I'm just like, how? How can you not
Christine
see?
keeps saying that it was her own kids that came up to her and brought up like, you shouldn't be treated like this in this relationship. Like, Mom, you could do better. You should maybe consider getting a divorce, you know, which I believe because they have two eyes and they can see, and maybe they even watch the show and they can hear what their father is saying. Cody's observation is like, this is an example of kind of the insidious stuff that Christine does. It's really subtle. It's low key, but she's got all the kids there and she's spinning me in a bad light.
Dude.
And I could sort of see, and we've seen it this season, like when they had Gabe and Garrison over, I forget, was it Easter or something? And, you know, she starts to orchestrate conversations about how they're doing and, you know, let's talk about this. But she tries to do it in a way where she's hiding her hand and she's just inspiring them to have conversations. I do feel like that's a bit manipulative. I don't know in this particular flashback whether I think she was being manipulative.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a narcissist, I can see how any criticism whatsoever would be harmful.
Totally. And I mean, we can make the argument too, whether or not it's appropriate for Christine to even be having these kinds of conversations with her children. I mean, that's their dad.
Right.
It's like they don't need to be involved in the intimacies of your guys' marriage or like what happened, what didn't happen, how you felt about it. Like you can just be like, look, we were not meant for each other. Like he did not treat me well. He is probably a good husband to Robyn. It's your guys' dad. You guys have the relationship with him. It's whatever. Like I'm going to go bang my man over here and I'll be fine.
Right.
Like, so we can make that argument. And I do kind of agree. There are those moments with Christine that it's like, okay, should you really be talking to your kids about that? Probably not.
Was Truly at the table that time?
I don't know if she was.
I feel
thought it
like
was
Truly was at the table
Was
sitting
she?
next to Isabel.
See, and that's not okay.
And that's the thing. And I don't recollect 100%. So please do correct me if I'm wrong. But I think she was sitting there at least for a period of time. And I'm like, I really wouldn't be saying all of that in front of Truly. I mean, the other kids are adults and maybe it's a little better. But I can kind of see Cody's point. But at the same time, Kody, you can't rail invective at your wives on television. These are the mothers of your children. You can't say any kind of shit about them and then expect the kids and the wives to not say anything.
Right.
Like, are we supposed to pretend you didn't say all that shit in season X, Y, and Z?
Right. It'd be one thing if you were objectively not that bad of a person. We could see like, oh, Christine talking bad about you to make you look bad, but you're terrible. Like, you've been saying this bullshit for like the last several years on TV in front of everybody. Like, your kids can see this shit. Your kids can go back and watch the footage.
And there was nothing subtle about it.
No,
You've
not
been
at
an
all.
asshole and an abusive person about it.
That's
and
just
you
the
want to get
truth.
mad because McKelty's telling Christine she's gorgeous. And they're all encouraging her to put herself out there and start a new life. Like,
Come on,
it's
my
demented.
dude.
He's a demented person.
Delulu.
After that, we talk about Christine having been worried about like kissing because Kody was the only boy she ever kissed. And then we have David saying she's great. She's a great kisser. I love her bubbliness. I love her quirkiness. And she also when we get to the Machiavellian part, right, where Kody still maintains that Christine is orchestrating a lot of this drama, and this flashback may or may not be something that he would point to prove that, David counters that with, she's the least conniving person that I know. I mean, clueless, maybe.
Yeah.
A little dumb, maybe, but she's not Machiavellian. She's not out here trying to manipulate situations. In fact, he called her drama-free.
I believe that. Honestly.
I don't know, really.
I think Aries people, like fire sign people, are just kind of like direct. They're going to tell you how they feel. They're going to feel really big. Like, it's just one of those things. Doesn't necessarily mean they're dramalicious. I don't think she's dramalicious. I think she is performative, like kind of dramatic in how she expresses her feelings. But I don't think that that's inherently like something she uses in a toxic way.
Right.
I don't think she's manipulating her kids against their dad. I think their kids have eyes and brains.
I think she could be a little bit.
But Kody sucks, though.
But yeah, Kody objectively sucks. So I'm just like, I think both things can be true at the same time. I don't think Christine is poisonous about it, but I do think she's got her hands in the pot in that regard.
Yeah.
But in this conversation, that's where Kody says something whack, like, yeah, you know, I can just envision David and I having a conversation in like 10 years where he just leans over to me and he's like, this is nuts, isn't it? And I would tell him, look, man, you can't talk about your wife this way because, you know, guys, bros love to talk and complain about their wives. Like you do, Kody. Like, you complain about all your wives and your ex-wives to your bros. But I'm just like, in what fantasy land are you currently existing where you're going to have some conversation with the man who truly loves the woman you tossed away and start talking shit about Christine, you dumb... I'm going to call him just... nothing. I'm just like, I don't want to be too mean, but like, how do you think, like, he sees himself as being the center of attention for David Woolley in the future.
I know.
Where David comes to him, the great priest of the family, Kody Brown, to talk about how shitty it is to be married to Christine. Yeah, guy? Like, what the fuck?
Like, what a piece of fucking shit, dude. And this is why I'm like, you don't fucking love her if you're talking about all of this shit. Like, or maybe he does. Maybe he's just so fucking childish.
I think he's so jealous.
He's just so pissed off that
I
she's
think he's
getting her
jealous.
back blown out.
Yeah. No, I just think he's jealous about all of it. About the money, about how she moved on so quickly, how she found a seemingly quality person. I think he loves her. I think he is really pissed off about the loss of control over her. And yeah, but he still sees himself as the center of her situation, even 10 years from now, in a fictional universe, in some Mormon celestial reality.
Which is just so crazy. And this just speaks to how you said earlier about like how Kody treated Christine and how it was like borderline abusive. This is abusive verbiage to be like, oh, Christine's such a piece of shit, such a terrible, awful person, that her new husband, yeah, he might love her now, but in 10 years, him and I are going to grab a beer and we'll talk shit about her because she's so terrible. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. Or I was right. Ha ha ha.
I know.
What a piece of garbage, dude, this man is.
I would like one of my many ex-husbands to try and call up my husband now and
Dude.
talk mad shit about me and see
No.
how well that goes for them. Much less to be in his personal presence and try to do that.
No.
Absolutely not. Kody, that's something you would do. You would talk shit about your wives because you already do to your other wives and to your bros, but that's not something most men of integrity would actually do, but you wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay, now we get to the portion of the episode where Kody starts bloviating onward about, for David's sake, Christine has to paint Kody out as a bad person and continuously trash Kody. Otherwise, that would mean David would be committing himself to a woman who left a good man, honey.
Like, what is your fucking logic, my guy?
Misogynistic piece of
What
shit.
a piece of
I
garbage.
feel like
You're
maybe
really
that's
that
some
great
early
of a
onset
guy?
dementia. Like, what does it mean when you have a personality disorder where you cannot see yourself clearly as
Seriously?
everybody else can see what's going on with you? Are you living in a mirrored parallel universe where only you exist? I don't understand you,
I
Kody
don't
Brown. You
get
piece of
it.
fucking shit.
And does Robyn, is she this delusional too, to like be able to stoke your fire like this and praise you in this way? Like, are you both this fucking delusional? Both of them? Because Robyn, I think believes him when he says this kind of shit.
I think Cody's delusional and Robyn's the one orchestrating it, making him believe it. Honestly, that's what I think.
Wow, dude. I just couldn't believe that he even said shit like that and then said, oh, I had to vet Robyn extensively to make sure she didn't leave a good man. So if she left a good man, would you not have married her? Because I don't believe that. You were driving down every weekend to go fuck her brains out while you were still married to everybody else.
No, I think he would have married. I think this is just another performance or performative statement to make himself look like he has dignity, but he does not. Yes, he does bring up how he had to vet Robyn hard to make sure she was worthy to be integrated into his family, which he was barely supporting as it is, and definitely not being fair and good to his wives at the time. So Robyn really wanted to be a part of that family, but he had to make sure, I guess, that she was actually leaving a bad man.
Okay. So you believed her perspective on everything, and then that's why you adopted her kids. And I don't know.
But can't. Sorry, I just.
No.
I'm
Go ahead.
crazy. But can't conceive of a world where maybe Christine was leaving a bad man, and maybe you were a bad man to Christine, and maybe you were a really bad man to Mary.
Yes.
Maybe you were a bad person to Janelle. Like, can't even begin to consider how that might be possible or the way they see it, because he can't consider that of himself because he's so fucking deluded.
Well, because he suffered in the marriage with Christine for all of these years. I suffered. Knife in the kidneys, this betrayal that you left me because I wasted my life with you and I suffered. Wasted! Knife in the kidneys. I wasted my life with you. How dare you leave me? Why couldn't you have just stuck it out to the end and we could have been miserable together? Like, that's his fucking logic.
Yeah.
I don't get it, dude.
I don't either. I think he's crazy,
He
honestly.
is.
But what was really interesting in this particular section is he's going off on this fucking conspiracy theory. Like, yeah, like she's got to paint me in a certain way. Otherwise, why would David ever want her? And Suki's like, honestly, they don't think about you like that.
Like, at all.
David seems really gracious. He seems to understand that, like, she's a divorced woman. He's meeting her where she is right now in her life's journey. Doesn't seem to have any toxic fucking feelings for you. He doesn't need to spin this fucking poisonous yarn in order to exist.
Yeah.
Like you do, Kody. Heads up.
Well, and even in the Salsa Brava flashback, when it shows Christine's talking head to Kody of her being like, I don't think he realizes I don't think about him at all. Like, I literally do not care. He thinks that I think about him all the time.
I love it.
Could you see his face?
Yes.
Dude, he was like affected by that. He kind of took a little bit of a breath and closed his eyes a little bit. That pissed him off. But that's the truth, Kody. Like, nobody cares. Even Mary's like, I don't have any concern for your well-being. Like, I hope you're happy, but like, deuces.
Right.
So,
well, what better revenge is there when all you do 24/7, night and day, is think upon and ruminate upon this person who you think betrayed you? That's all you can do. It's fueling all of your anger. It's causing you to implode all of your other relationships, only to learn that she don't think about you at all. In fact, I wish you well. I hope you're happy.
Bye.
Oh my God, best revenge ever is to live
so good.
well.
Yes.
So, David's impression of Kody, again, he says he's emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Is there a heart in there? I think he wears his vitriol on his sleeve. He's expressive, meaning he fucking won't shut up about all of his narc injuries. And he does a whole lot. Kody Brown does a whole lot. And he doesn't really have empathy for Kody because in his world, my kids come first.
Yeah.
And so if I had a fourth wife enter the family, he's not saying all this. I am just extrapolating. But if I had a fourth wife come into the family and she wanted all of my time to the detriment of all of my beloved children, I'd be like, absolutely not. There's no way you're going to get me to do that. So I don't have compassion for Kody because I don't understand how a person could do this.
Yes. And I think he also says, like, I don't understand Kody and how he dealt with Christine or treated Christine, because to me, she's the whole package.
Right.
She got it all. She got that banging booty. She's got a beautiful smile. I think she's great. She's
talks
bubbly
to me. She communicates with me.
She's
like in my
intimate.
previous marriage, we didn't have a lot of communication.
Yes.
And so I love her vibe.
Vibe check.
I love her energy. I love this
Yes.
woman so much.
And I just can't understand. And I think he also says this about Christine. Like, when I came into Christine's life, like, she just wanted all of this intimacy, like the touching and the kissing and all this stuff. And I could tell she wasn't getting that. Like, David says that, and I felt so hard for Christine, because how hard would it be to be in a marriage for 27 years with someone who doesn't want to just go out on a date and make out with you? Like she said, it's like, I just wanted to go out and make out with Kody, and Cody's like, no, let's not.
Yeah.
That's fucking fucked up. And then Kody being like, well, she's just painting me as a bad guy. Well, but if you
Is
were...
it the truth, though?
I mean, if you couldn't kiss her, if you didn't want to fuck her unless you were making a baby, and then you could just not deal with her for 9 months, like, that's the kind of person I think Kody was in their marriage. And I just feel really bad for Christine because she dealt with that for way too long.
And I feel really happy for her now
Me
because she has a
too.
man who appreciates her exactly as she is. In fact, all those little things that used to bother the fuck out of Kody and or Robyn, probably really Robyn.
Yeah.
David loves them.
Yes.
Makes his life happy.
He's so happy. He's such a nice guy.
He seems like a nice person. And so then we get to the proposal.
Yeah.
And we learn that he and some friends took Christine out somewhere in Moab, which is in Utah, honey.
Yes.
They went up to a cliff. And I guess I don't know if he got down on one knee. Is he told for
did.
that? Oh, okay, good. Got down on one knee and he said something like, this is my favorite place in the world. And you are my favorite person in the world. Christine, will you marry me? His friend was filming. Christine was like, oh my God, yes, a million times. Yes. Such a romantic. She's a romantic person.
Yes.
So it sounds like it was beautiful for her.
Yes. And as much as I've been cringing the last couple episodes with Christine and how performative it is a little bit that she's talking about her first love and everything, this episode I'm like, okay, I'm happy for you.
Yes.
You're a little much, and that's okay. It's okay to be a little much, but you're not too much for David, and he loves you, and I think that's great. And I hope you guys are having mad sex.
Yes.
And living your best
Get it
lives.
in, girl.
Get it in. Put it up in Eat the box.
Then Suki asks, how will this wedding be different for Christine? And for me, it really feels like this is a point of like deep hurt for her because like, was it her mother who threw together this terrible looking wedding dress for when she married? It was a terrible looking wedding dress that she basically wore a tent to her wedding, you know, and again, they didn't have a honeymoon like Robyn did. I think they went on a road trip to Wyoming or something and it was a really fast sort of a situation. And so for this wedding, she is going to walk down an aisle. She is going to have both of her moms there. Her father hopefully will be able to walk her down the aisle. And if not, then her son will, which is Peyton.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, did the father walk her down the aisle? Do we know?
I don't know. I guess we'll see in the...
Well, I wonder if it was Peyton who ultimately did it, which is why maybe Gwen, Christine's child, didn't go because of the beef between Peyton. We've talked about this before. We don't have to go over it again, but maybe that's one of the reasons why. She also says that she invited Kody's siblings and also Kody's mother because she's been knowing these people for 30 years and she loved them.
Yeah.
They were close. And I wonder like who went and who didn't.
I know. I hope we get to see that in
Did
the wedding
Mama
special.
Kody go?
Dude, that would be so crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have been so pissed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. It would have been like not maybe as bad as Janelle being Christine's friend, but like it's along the same vein as that.
Oh,
he would be super upset.
My God.
Then Suki asks, well, what about Mary?
I know. And she says, I don't think I'm going to invite her. I don't think she'll be invited.
My gut is telling me no.
Why do you think that is? Maybe because there's underlying tension with them?
Because when she announced to the family that she was going to be leaving, Mary sat there with a stone-ass face in full and high judgment of Christine. She left with Kody and Robyn. She was being a supreme bitch about it.
Yep, she was.
Super judgy. And that is why she's not going to be invited to the wedding. And you know what? Mary can dig it. She's like, look, I do not expect an invitation, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to come if there was anything awkward between us, if there would be some kind of conflict. Like, I don't want to do that on her wedding day. I want her to be happy. I want her to have a beautiful day. So I'm like, okay, that's very enlightened and mature, Mary.
I agree. I liked her response to that. Like, she wasn't super butthurt about it. And then Christine talks about how she invited Leon and Audrey, which I thought was great. And they ended up coming.
And they wore the colors.
Yes,
with
which
all
is
the
very
other sips.
cute. So I think that's good. And yeah, maybe Mary and Christine are talking nowadays. Like, maybe they're mending things because Mary's finally left. And maybe she's like, hey, you were right, bitch.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
think McKelty would let Christine do that.
Really?
I think I think McKelty is holding a big grudge against Mary, and I don't think she would be okay with Christine talking to her, which is a little wild to me.
Oh,
It's
like
just
father,
wild to
like
me.
daughter, I guess, making everybody else
Yeah.
have relationships based on how she feels about
my
things.
boundary needs to extend to you so that you do what I want you to do. That's not how boundaries work. But
No.
we end this episode with kind of the dumbest / weirdest question of all, which is everybody's celebrity crushes. And
Yeah.
we learn that Janelle, my Torian sister, has a crush on Gerard Butler, specifically Leonidas. I'm just going to guess. It's got to be Leonidas.
Girl. Same, though.
And Jason Momoa, specifically Khal Drogo, those. Jason Momoa
man bun.
with the man bun from, oh my God, Game of Thrones.
Yes.
I love it so much.
So handsome.
So I align with Janelle.
oh, yeah.
Of everybody that was mentioned, I'm on Janelle's team. Then we hear Mary likes all right.
Matthew McConaughey, which he's my celebrity crush,
He's
too.
got some swag.
Yes.
He's not my physical type, but also Mary made a point to say somebody tall.
Yeah.
Please, not another short ass Napoleonic motherfucking goblin. Thanks in advance, Jesus.
Do you think that also translates to somebody with a big dick, though? Because, you know, with the height comes the inches, girl.
That pencil is
You
thin
think
for a
so?
reason? Yeah.
She wants a big old
Let me see what a
dick.
big man's like. Let me see when you lie on me. I
Yeah.
feel that. That's what I want in my life. Thank you. I feel like I paid for it. We get to Kody, and he says that Robyn's, first of all, he asks for forgiveness for outing Robyn, and I'm like, shut up.
Nobody fucking cares.
Stop speaking right now. God. But he does say that Robyn's celebrity crush is Ryan Reynolds.
Snooze.
Super boring.
Super boring.
That's like having a crush on Jimmy Stewart from It's a Wonderful Life, which, by the way, I did have a crush on Jimmy Stewart.
Same. He's handsome.
I like him. And then Kody said his celebrity crush is Sophia Loren. He went to see some Man from La Mancha or something, I don't know, movie when he was 6 years old, and he knew he was straight, honey.
Why did he have to say that?
Exactly.
Girl, I was thinking about the gay comment
I'm like,
from season 1 or
flamboyantly
whatever.
gay. We
Yes.
thought he was flamboyantly gay
Yes.
in high school.
What if all of these women were just his beards? You know that term?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Beards. If y'all don't know, in the gay community,
Well, why don't you explain?
I'll explain as a resident lesbian. Beards it's a gay men term for men who are in straight relationships with a woman. That's their beard, hiding behind,
They're
their
hiding behind the
homosexuality.
woman. Okay.
So what if?
So can't lesbians have beards?
Yeah,
Okay, so
Totes.
that's what that means.
kind of, but it's more a gay male term.
Right.
Yeah, because gay men.
I
have
don't
the beards.
know.
Girl, I don't know. I can see a
know.
world.
4 beards.
I can see a world where he was overcompensating because he's just a flaming homosexual who hates himself.
How are you going to have 19,000 children with women if you are a homosexual?
You just close your eyes.
a
Brokeback Mountain.
homosexual.
Did you watch Brokeback Mountain?
I watched parts of it, but I just knew I was going to have such a hard feeling.
I
and
know.
feel very
It
bad about
devastates
it.
me
and I
every
didn't
time.
want to. I saw some of it.
But they're like the whole point in that
I know
movie,
it's
though,
possible,
is
but like to have 4 wives,
I'm just
4
saying.
vaginas, impregnating all these people. Like, I
Well,
mean, you know, maybe
listen.
you're bisexual. It's okay to be all of it's okay.
Of course, everything's okay. But listen, there was a series on TLC back around this time when Sister Wives came out. I can't remember the name of it. It was about Mormon men who acknowledged their homosexuality, but they were married to women because in Mormonism, they're like, yeah, it's fine if you admit that you have homosexual tendencies, just don't ever act upon them and still be in a straight marriage.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, what if in this Mormon culture, he was like brought up to believe like, no, you got to still be straight. So he's like, okay, I'm going to get 4 women and prove to the world I'm heterosexual.
And prove to my dad.
Win
Brown.
Who's a big old rancher.
I guess if there was an expose that came out that said Kody Brown, you know, had bisexual or homosexual relationships, I wouldn't be that surprised.
No.
I would want to know everything.
I would want to know, all
absolutely
of it.
everything. But I just thought it was weird that he felt the need to say that. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's just me.
I don't know. I got the same vibe.
I mean, Sophia Loren, that was my father's crush too.
Really?
He just thought she was so voluptuous with these beautiful eyes.
She is very pretty.
You could have curves and it was okay and everything. She had a nice little like waist, little small waist, big hips, big boobies. Yeah, my daddy thought that was hot.
Wow.
So that was
interesting.
how we ended it. Well, actually, we ended it with Christine saying, look, y'all, you've seen me for the last 13 years. I've been authentic. You've seen me at the lowest points in my life, but you're about to see the highest ones,
which is sweet.
The best ones.
Yeah. And so we're going to get a lot of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we are going to head into, I guess, the wedding special.
Yeah.
So still to come, we see Christine preparing for her wedding. We see Janelle saying that the fact that David and Christine are openly affectionate soothes the wound that Kody inflicted.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Janelle is so freaking aware.
She is.
She calls it like she sees it. I just love that.
Me too.
So sweet.
We see Caleb and Hunter, and we see Maddie crying, saying that she loves him so much, which I think means David.
I think it's
why would
David.
she love him so much? She doesn't know him.
Well,
Could it be Kody?
I don't know. I doubt.
Okay.
I don't know if Maddie has a relationship with Kody.
She doesn't currently.
So,
I mean, in fact, Janelle said this season, like, she's got kids. She doesn't need to have some toxic bad grandpa around all of her kids. So they don't really speak.
Yeah.
We see Christine presumably giving David a lap dance at the reception.
Girl, get down and dirty.
Feel yourself, honey.
Ooh.
We also see the scene where Cody's like, yes, we know that they're getting married in a few days. And then he starts to bring up some sort of an accusation that Christine made because he's still obsessed. He's obsessed. Knife in the kidneys. And Robyn's like, all we're going to say is we're so happy for them. That's all. Aren't we just happy for them? Like, shut up, Kody. Can you ever just shut up?
Yikes.
And finally, we see Christine walking down the aisle in that beautiful vista with the mountains and there's a lake. And it was like beautiful.
So pretty.
What a dream wedding, Christine.
I know. I'm happy for her.
I'm happy for her as well.
The comment by Robyn to Kody, I was watching it with your daughter, my wife. She was like, I wonder if this means that Robyn's getting fed up with him, like getting tired of him constantly griping on and on and on and on about this marriage that broke up and Christine leaving, when he's been saying probably to Robyn that he doesn't give a shit about Christine all these years. Like, I wonder if she's getting tired of it.
I don't know. We see many instances of her actually cutting him off and telling him what to say or redirecting him. So it seems like in keeping with what she normally does. But you have to imagine if he's so willing to say this shit on camera, he's got to be talking all the time about it behind the scenes. And if I were like the only wife standing and I'm like trying to love you and all you do is keep talking about this bitch I hate anyway, we would have a problem.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up, my guy. So that'll be interesting to see.
I am looking forward to it.
Me too.
I don't now. Are the scenes that we just saw from the wedding special, or is that some of the stuff we're going to be seeing, do you think, in the next 3 strange episodes?
I don't know, because
4 strange episodes.
You said the next couple episodes are going to be like looking back,
talking back,
and then where are they now?
Something like that. I'm not paying that much attention to it.
Maybe it'll be bonus footage. Like maybe we'll get bonus footage.
I think the first
stuff.
one, they're actually going to field questions from social media. Like, and I think they're saying like uncomfy questions, hard questions. Why didn't they ask us? I'd have so many questions.
So
Are you
many
kidding
questions.
me right now?
Why didn't nobody reach out to us?
So I'm actually looking forward to that because maybe production is actually reading what some of us are saying online or listening to some of these podcasts in which we're screaming into the void.
That'd be
about
so great.
Kody and also the way that production is doing things, that maybe they're trying to compensate for some of us losing our fucking minds online. I don't know.
One can only hope.
Dare to dream.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
We put to rest the final tell nothing.
Yes.
And by the way, my apologies to Sukanya. Actually,
know.
I don't know. I feel like I like her. I feel like she's a good Judy. She's a good friend. I feel like I liked it. I could see where she was going with it. My suspicion is that last year when she did the tell all and she got railed
Roasted.
by the viewers and the audience, I feel like she came into this very much finessing and massaging, but also with a bit more intention to, I don't know about get Kody to say stuff, but to show the way things really are.
Yes, I agree. Especially this last episode, you could see it more about her calling Kody out and being like, no, this is actually how they feel. This is actually what they're all saying. So shut the fuck up with
And
your
Kody's
weird
like, oh,
conspiracy.
really? Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate Suki's comeback after last year's bullshit.
Yeah, because I was not happy to hear she was doing it again.
No, I don't think any of us were.
Yeah, she did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
She did a pretty good job. Well, is there anything else that we want to say about this season, which we've now got under our belt?
I mean, pretty interesting season. Good at the beginning, and then it was just repeated bullshit. So hopefully season 19 will be new stuff.
Hopefully. Okay.
Unless we're going to see the last bits of all of this crap, but we'll see.
I mean, they've kind of been doing this all along, so I'm
They
not
have.
expecting anything super
I
different.
won't hold my breath.
Let me tell you, I am here to just see where the chips fall, how that cookie crumbles. I want to see what's going on because, of course, there was that news report that came out last week or something that Kody on the 11th of December, 2023 had applied for some sort of some kind of a permit. I don't think it was for renovation or construction, but like to do things in his home. For example, they needed to get a new water heater. They needed to repair their heated driveway and one other thing. So super banal, nothing like, oh, we're doing an addition or we're putting in a courtyard. However, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if that means they're trying to fix up the house for sale.
Dude, that would be so great because haven't we been hearing some rumblings and stuff of them needing to move out of Flagstaff because it's getting too expensive? I mean, Flagstaff, when I was living in Phoenix a few years ago, I mean, all of Arizona is so fucking expensive. And now it's just even worse. I can't even imagine what the cost of living is like in Flagstaff. Any of you raccoons that live out there, I'm sure. With Kody and Robyn's big mansion, you think they can afford the property taxes and shit on that with
I
no
have no
money?
idea. With 3 wives gone, I think they're probably panicking. And we were able to see that some of the home was a little bit dilapidated, like the patio or the porch or whatever. And so maybe they're doing fundamental repairs so that they can at some point put that home up. And then where are they going to go, honey? Where are they going to move to? Are they going to downsize? What about all those kids you won't let go because you're a helicopter mom? Even Dee in the RV in the backyard. Like, where are you going to put all those kids?
Yeah.
How are they going to be adults now? Like,
Oh
you've not
God.
prepared them for any life experience
For
because they've
real.
been living under your wing this entire time.
Yes.
And I'm just always counting the coins. So they purchased that home for $890K, which is 900 rounded up.
Yeah.
And we know that Janelle gave, I think, 120. I think Mary gave about as much. So almost maybe 275. So 900,000 minus 275. Are we at like 625?
Ish.
So that's maybe your mortgage, which means you're paying about $6,000 a month, give or take, depending on when you took that loan out, maybe $7,000 a month. But you've got equity now, but maybe you had to take out loans against that equity because there are the rumors that Janelle asked for her $120,000 back, which I would love to see on season 19. That's the kind of shit I'd love to see.
I'd love
to
give us the coins.
Maybe Mary did the same thing because Mary's striking me as awfully litigious
Dude.
and willing to spill the beans. So maybe Mary hears that Janelle did and she wants her money back too. And so now they're taking loans out. That's why they have to sell. Because if they pulled money from the equity and they've only got maybe, I don't know, 500,000, 400,000 left.
Oh my God.
You're going to have to sell, go somewhere else, somewhere cheaper, go
And
back
now
to Utah,
what are you going to
bitches.
do in this fucking economy now with 8% mortgage and
I know.
7% or whatever it is now? Like, what are you going to do?
Well, if you have 500,000 you can pull from equity, you can roll that into a new house, but it ain't going to be a
guess.
McMansion.
No, it ain't.
It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath or 1.5 bath like the rest of us are living out here in these raccoon streets.
Oh my God, you're going to have to downsize.
So season 19, that we could focus on that.
I would love that. That would be the only scenario where I would love to see see Kody and Robyn on a season 19. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, otherwise,
about their
boom,
life or their dumb
get
kids.
the fuck out.
Like, nobody cares, but I would love to see you guys have to move.
Or like, just like, how are you gonna
How are you
handle
gonna
all
afford
this?
to
I mean,
live?
these women aren't giving you their money, so what are you gonna do? And then there was a post by Without a Crystal Ball. Don't come at me,
Don't
bro.
come at us.
Don't come at me, bro. But she's
Shit.
talking about having insider information. There is a neighbor in Kody's gated community who has spilled some beans about Kody. Apparently, he yells at kids to get off his lawn. He's known in the neighborhood as being very angry, very mean.
Oh,
doesn't talk to
shit.
anybody. Yes.
Whoa.
Like a very bad neighbor that nobody actually likes. Like, in fact, you don't represent the Flagstaff vibe, and you ought to get yourself on and get out of here.
Oh my.
They don't like him. Allegedly,
God.
just a rumor.
So you got no friends, you got no other wives to take advantage of, you got no money. What are you gonna do? They're gonna have to sell some of their artwork, some of their rings,
And the
their
Dickensian
jewelry.
Village.
Dickensian Village. I mean, they said it was all investments. That's why they bought all that money. all of
Sell
it.
Coyote Pass.
Oh.
Maybe Janelle's the last one standing with her 4 or 5 acre plot of land on Coyote Pass.
Maybe she keeps it.
Maybe
she's
she keeps
like,
it all. I don't know, girl.
I'm gonna buy myself out. Y'all pay your plots
That
off.
sounds like a great season 19 to me. If the production company could just start telling the truth a little bit, that would be fantastic.
Give it to me.
Well, Raccoons, this has been such a fun journey.
Yes, it was a good season.
It was a fine season.
was-
We
it
made
was
it
good.
great
We
because
did.
we sussed
That's what we
everything out.
do.
That is what we do. I hope they come back soon. I hope they
Yes.
come back spring or summer 2024 so we can pick up and start getting back into stuff. In the meantime, we have to remind you
Yes.
that as soon as this season is over, so after Christine's wedding special, we're going right back to Sister Wives Rewinds. We
Yep.
are starting with season
4.
season 4. We're just going to continue to do that. We're always going to be also covering Sister Wives gossip, things
Yes.
that we're hearing about the community, about the family. So definitely stay connected with us. Also, we're coming back later this week for some conversation about 90 Day Fiancé, which
That
is a
trash
shit
heap.
show.
Yep.
Talk about a dumpster fire.
Yep. And reminder, next week, so Christmas time, we're taking that whole week off.
Yeah.
There's going to be no general pods, but there's going to be shit on Patreon.
Always.
So if you miss us, just go to Patreon. We're covering Love After Lockup, Gypsy Sisters, 1,000-Pound Sisters starting in January. What else are we covering? Welcome to Plathville Rewinds.
John and 8 plus
John and
Kate.
8 plus Kate's. We have so much shit up on
It's
there.
crazy how much stuff we have.
So you're going to be fine
If you
without
just
us
want
for
to
a
binge
week.
over the holidays and like
Yes.
catch up on some of these shows, like our Patreon is the place to be,
It's
baby.
lit over there.
Yeah, so we're not going to be here next week.
Yep.
So don't cry for me, Argentina.
No.
I don't know. Are you going to be posting on the Instagram?
I might post a
Maybe
little bit on
the
Instagram, but it's the holidays, y'all. So
Yeah.
we're just going to be eating a lot. We're going to be getting fat.
Turbo fat. Tubby.
Living our
Turbo
life.
Tubby coming at you.
Turbo.
Anyway, so is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons, Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, I sure hope that you go onto your favorite podcast platform and give us a glowing 5-star review. It would really help us grow the pod, and it just means a lot to us. So thank you so much.
And until later this week when we come back with 90 Day Fiancé, please never forget that we've got nothing but love for you and